Before we proceed through, one or two questions. If you have questions, any questions? Eris.
Geshe, you asked yesterday to remind you of two questions. What is the reality and what is emptiness? And the other one was, why do we call the lack of the flower the ultimate?
Okay, lack of flower. Okay, so what is emptiness? This is what we need to do now. The reality, what is emptiness, what is reality? This question about, okay, this I think should be done here. Okay, any other questions to be, for you to remind me, any other questions? Yes, there?
You said to remind you to tell us what makes a perception conventional.
What makes
a perception conventional? No, you said conventional plus ultimate, yes, conventional and ultimate. So you to remind you to tell us what makes one perception conventional.
Okay, what makes it the perception conventional? Good. Any more things that you have to remind me? Okay, first let us do, yes, Leona. Emptiness. Okay, this is a good question. So I think we'll be very quickly, we do that first. Emptiness and dependent origination, which of the two we understand first? This question. So the, say dependent origination, there are three kinds. The first and the second. First and the second, of course, we have to understand before understanding emptiness. Before understanding emptiness, we have to know the first two levels of dependent origination. Third level of dependent origination is also known as the subtle, let's put it like this, say subtle conventionality. Subtle conventionality. So this subtle conventionality we understand only after understanding emptiness. Yet, say the understanding, when you speak about understanding, there are various levels: studying, reflection, meditation. Understanding on the basis of studying, understanding on the basis of reflection, and understanding on the basis of meditation. There are three levels, right? So it is for this reason that for emptiness, don't expect some miracles happening, right? Okay, coming to this class, it's so intellectual. I'd rather go to one guru, to how to realize the guru and to make persuasions, blessing, just touch my head, I realize emptiness. If you expect this is very sorry. Right? Okay, what happened was I was in Singapore 4 years ago. I was in Singapore and my two friends, two of them took me to an ophthalmologist, eye doctor. And the ophthalmologist, I could see, I already showed my eye problem to the doctors in India, in Delhi, very good doctors. I already showed them. And then my friends, they pushed me to see their doctor. I went there, And the doctor, I could see what he was doing. From there, I could see that he was going to prescribe me medicines, the eye drops. Eye drops, I could see that 4 eye drops each, no, 4 eye drops to be each to be put 3 times a day. 4 into 3 is 12, and I don't have time. I don't have time for 12 times for the. Realistically, it's impossible. So before he prescribed everything, I just quickly interrupted. I told him, okay, yes, I went to the doctors in India. They prescribed me with the medicine. They treat 4 eye drops. 3 each of them, making 12, and practically speaking, it's not possible. He understood what I was saying. He understood, don't prescribe me too many medicines. This was what he understood. So what he said that, he just looked at me with days like this, and he said, shortcut for enlightenment, shortcut for the chronic illness, sorry, impossible. Right? So likewise, he said it. He's not a Buddhist. Very likely he's a Christian. Shortcut for enlightenment, he's so many Buddhists. Shortcut for enlightenment, shortcut for chronic illness, sorry, impossible. He said likewise, it's a shortcut for emptiness, sorry, impossible. Alright? So the point is that I'm saying this again. If you feel that emptiness is too easy, this was not that too easy. If you feel that emptiness is too difficult, many people say this. Particularly if you meet with scholars, Buddhist scholars, monk scholars, and other scholars also, emptiness is a very difficult topic, very difficult. They may dissuade you. It is not that difficult. If you put effort, you will get it. 100% you will get it. If you put effort, right? And if you think that it's too simple, it's not that simple as well. Okay, so with this, what I'm saying is that the emptiness and dependent origination, you understand emptiness, then you say, first you understand the first 2 levels of dependent origination. On that basis you work on it, then you understand emptiness, and then you get to the 3rd level of dependent origination, which is, so that it is not like you got emptiness, again you put effort, you understand, no. The moment you get emptiness, you switch your thought, you can understand the 3rd level of dependent origination very easily. It's not difficult, right? Now what we're talking about is, we're talking about the 3 levels of understanding. Understanding on the basis of the say, studying, then the reflection and meditation. Okay, so I'm not going to go into detail of this. Now the question, yes, what Aries asked is about, what's the question, Aries?
One of them was, what is the reality?
Okay, that finished. That's going to not finished. We will do.
Why would we call the emptiness of flower the ultimate?
Okay, this is a good question, right? Okay, why? Okay, say what we were doing yesterday was that, say we were through electron microscope. You look at the flower, you see millions of atoms. You see millions of atoms. So that mind which sees millions of atoms, is that the mind ultimate analysis? Yes? No? No?
It's conventional.
Huh?
It's conventional.
Very good. It's not ultimate analysis because you are seeing the atoms. So this perception is conventional analysis with respect to the atoms. Right? Now with respect to a flower, the same perception, you can switch from the electrons to the next question. Right? 2 questions. Question 1, what are you seeing? I'm seeing millions of atoms. Question 2, where's the flower? The flower disappears. You getting it? The flower disappears. So these 2 are 2 different answers. One is I'm seeing millions of atoms, and the second question is, where's the flower? The flower is empty. It disappears. It is empty. So the answer that you get for the second question, that is the ultimate reality of the flower, and that mind which sees the emptiness of the flower, that the flower disappears with that perception, with that analysis, that is that analysis is known as the ultimate analysis, and what you see is the ultimate reality. Okay, so the question is, why is that the flower disappears with the ultimate analysis? The flower disappears, emptiness of flower is found. That emptiness of flower, why is this known as the ultimate? Okay. Okay. Say, ultimate as opposed to convention. Convention, right? So because it's just today, we could not go into detail of the conventions. So convention, for example, let's say the road in Israel, where should we drive? Right lane or left lane? Right lane. There's left. No?
The driver sits to the left, the driver to the right lane.
Oh yes, yes.
The driver will sit on the left.
Yes, yes,
the
yes.
driver to the right
The
lane.
driver is on the left and the driver on the right. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So my mind is still opening the Indian lane. Okay, good. So if you drive on the left lane, what happens? Huh? Okay, one is accident, good. And if the lane is free, then the police will catch you. Right? Why the police catches you? Because you have broken the law, the rule, traffic rule, right? So what's the traffic rule? That you have to ride on the right lane, not on the left lane. And the lane will not tell you, the road will not tell you that you are the wrong lane. The road will not tell you. Who tells you that? The convention tells you. Right? Say 1,000 years ago in Israel, 1,000 years ago, very likely there was no car. Any idea when the car first came on this earth? No idea. Huh? End of 19th century. End of 19th century. Let's say beginning of 19th century. Beginning of 19th century or the late 18th century. No cars. Right? So there, and then the end of 19th century, the first car comes. Israel maybe 10 cars. 10 cars, right? No lane, still there's no lane. You can drive anywhere you like. Right, left, there's no police will arrest you. Right? Then afterwards what happened? More and more cars start coming, and then the traffic jam started. Unless we create a rule, this problem will be worse. So the rule is created. Who created the rule? The road created the rule, or people created the rule? People created. So the people's mind is used to create the rule. So that is known as subjective, convention, dependent, and deceptive. They all mean the same. And how they mean the same, you have to study them separately. We don't have time here. Right? So these four mean the same. Which are they? Subjective, dependent, conventional, deceptive. These four mean the same. Right? Okay, you have to study them separately. Now,
70 years ago, the British were here, and the convention was to drive in the air.
how many years ago?
70.
70 years ago.
Before 48.
Before 1948. Which means that the end of 18th century, no cars. Right? There's no rules. So we are talking about the end of the 18th century. Right? Okay, so the point is that as opposed to conventional, ultimate. So when we see that conventional, independent of what I'm seeing, what I'm seeing is what? Subjective. Independent of what I'm seeing is objective. You understand it? Independent of what I'm seeing is known as the objective, and what we've learned thus far is objectively nothing's there. Right? Okay, now tell me, say group A looks at the flower with your naked eyes, group B looks at the flower with what? with the electron microscope, and then I ask the question person flower, what is this? Whether it's a flower or non-flower. Group A? Flower. Group B? Non-flower, emptiness of the flower. You getting it? Okay. So this, you see the one sees this flower, one sees this emptiness of flower. That is why, how is it that one says it is empty, one says it is flower, one says empty of flower. So how come that both are correct? Because they are two different, they are talking about the same thing from two different perspectives. Perspectives meaning two different perceptions. Perceptions meaning subjectivity, subjects. Right? Okay. So now if you remove the subjects, what is there on the object? What is there? Nothing is there. Okay. This is difficult to conceive at the moment. This is, remove the subjects, what is there? Right? Now you are looking for the objectivity. What is there? Answer is nothing is there. Independent of the subject, nothing is there. Yet, it is very difficult to digest. Right? If you really get it, your body will have, the hairs of the body will stand on end. Right? It's very scary, one. Number two, say, initial experience could be very scary. Very scary. And for some people, even you cannot control your tears rolling down to see the wonder of this experience, right? This is not a belief, this is a fact that you're discovering, right? And with this fact, initially, there's a tinge of a fear coming. In most cases, a tinge of a fear comes to you. With this tinge of a fear, then you keep meditating on this, and then slowly the fear will be replaced by tremendous joy, tremendous peace of the mind, right? Okay. So, and then this meditation, this experience, if you stabilize this experience, then it has the power to cut all your fears of life. Yet, this experience of emptiness, even if you get something, a tinge of a glimpse of this, it's always advised not to remain complacent. Because this experience that you're getting, there are minimum 5 levels of experience, minimum 5 layers of experience, minimum, right? Okay, 5 layers: emptiness of permanent, unitary, independent self, emptiness of autonomous substantial self, emptiness of external reality, emptiness of objective existence while not rejecting the intrinsic reality, and emptiness of intrinsic reality. At least 5 layers. So, any of these, you get any of these 5, you will find the wonder, right? And you experience the second one as compared to the first one. Second one is much subtler, and then the third one, fourth one, fifth one, you won't believe. It's so subtle, and you will see that this is the ultimate. You getting it? Okay, this is how we should proceed. Now with this, the point is that convention as opposed to ultimate. So keeping aside all the conventions, keeping aside the ultimate analysis, convention analysis, what is there? Nothing is there. So you're looking for the ultimate. Keeping aside the conventional, you're looking for something, you're looking for what? Hey, keeping aside the convention, what's the opposite of convention? Ultimate. If you keep aside the conventions, convention meaning your ultimate analysis, convention analysis, these are all the subjects, your minds. If you keep aside all the minds, what is there? You're looking for the ultimate or the convention? You're looking for the ultimate. If you find something, that should be the ultimate. You're getting it? What did you find? Nothing is there. So with the flower, what happened to the flower? The flower is not there. So the absence of flower is what you've discovered. So absence of flower is the ultimate. You have discovered that. Now what you have discovered, through keeping aside the conventions, what you have discovered should be the ultimate. And what you have discovered, that the flower is not there. That is the ultimate. You're getting it?
But there is still something existing.
But
there is still something existing.
What is that thing?
The nothing.
Exactly, right? Exactly. So say that the flower absence of the objectivity is the objectivity of the object. Right? Absence of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object. Sorry?
It's only subjective.
Absence of objectivity. What is the objective there? What is the objective there? Absence of the objectivity is there. That is also subjective. You're right. Okay, at least write this and take it home. Absence of objectivity is the objectivity of the object. Take it home, right? And whenever you meet the next teacher, they will ask, please teach this. Absence of objectivity of the object is the objective of the object. Absence of objectivity of the object. Absence of objectivity of the object is the objectivity of the object.
That's also subjective.
That's also subjective. Everything is subjective, right? Yeah.
The 5 layers of emptiness happening in one session on the path of sleep.
Say again. The 5 layers of emptiness.
Does it happen in one session on the path of sleep?
Okay. So this experience of the 5 layers of emptiness, can this happen to somebody? Can that be experienced? All these 5 layers. Can these?
Can you repeat the 5?
Okay, what are the 5? Okay, dear Allah. So the next 2 days more. Okay, what are the 5? The first one is emptiness of permanent, unitary, independent self. Emptiness of permanent, unitary, independent self. Number 2, emptiness of autonomous, substantial reality. Emptiness of autonomous, substantial reality. And don't ask me what to explain each one of them, right? Okay. Yeah, of course we have to know these things. But in 2 days, if we do everything what the monks do for 20 years, they will not be too happy. Right? And number 2 done. Emptiness of autonomous, substantial reality done. Number 3, emptiness of external reality. Emptiness of external reality. Emptiness of externality. Emptiness of external reality. Number 3. Number 4, emptiness of true existence while not rejecting intrinsic existence. Emptiness of true existence while not rejecting intrinsic existence. And finally, emptiness of intrinsic existence. Intrinsic / objective, intrinsic. Intrinsic / objective / inherent / okay, the emptiness of intrinsic / objective / inherent / ultimate / true / independent, right? Okay, and absolute. Okay, so these are the 5 levels of emptiness, right? Good. Now, yes. Okay. Now, before meditation, I have to give a little bit of what the meditation is all about. Anybody, you're done?
Yes.
One more? No. I should say repeat this.
Huh?
I should repeat this.
No, no.
You're done? Okay. So now I'll see.
4 and 5.
Huh?
Just 4 and 5.
Okay. Number 1, emptiness of permanent, unitary, independent self. Number 2, emptiness of autonomous substantial reality. Number 3, emptiness of external reality. Number 4, emptiness of true existence while not rejecting objective existence or intrinsic existence. While not rejecting intrinsic existence. And finally, emptiness of intrinsic / objective / inherent / independent / ultimate / true / absolute existence. Independent, yes. Okay. Now for the meditation, a little bit of the introduction should be given. Heart Sutra. In Heart Sutra, we're doing meditation on the basis of the structure given in Heart Sutra. Heart Sutra began by Buddha Shakyamuni absorbing into ultimate reality, and as he's absorbed in ultimate reality, then Shariputra asked question. The Buddha Shakyamuni inspired, blessed and inspired Shariputra to ask question to Aravalokiteshvara. Then Shariputra asked a question. The question asked was, how should the child of a lineage practice their professional wisdom? How should the child of a lineage practice a professional wisdom? Meaning, how should the child practice wisdom of emptiness? Then Aravalokiteshvara responded by saying, and then he taught at great length about the emptiness of the person. How should we meditate on the emptiness of the person? And then he just went into great detail about the emptiness of the five aggregates, emptiness of the person, the five aggregates, the six elements, then the 12, the sources, and the 18 elements, and so forth. And Four Noble Truths, as the 12 things of dependent origination. After explaining all these things, then finally the Aravalokiteshvara concluded by saying that this wisdom of emptiness, as he explained, is the entrance, is the gateway, entrance gateway through which all the Buddhas of the past, present and future traverse towards enlightenment. This is the only entrance gate through which all the Buddhas of the past, present and future traverse along the path Gade Gade Paragade Parasamade Bodhiswaha. And should anybody experience this, the fears of life will all cease. This is what Shariputra concluded. Okay, so the question asks, how should child of the lineage practice the professional wisdom? How should child of the lineage practice the meditation and emptiness? So child of the lineage here, some translators translate it as the son of the lineage. It is not the good translation. It should be the child of the lineage. Because in Tibetan it is Pu, Rigapu, child of the lineage, Rigapu. Pu does not necessarily connote always the males. It is something which is a generic, a common label for both the males and the females. Yet many people, because of they may not have a good understanding of what the vocabulary, so they translate this as a son. It is not really a male. It is applicable to both male and female. So a better translation would be child of a lineage rather than son of a lineage. Okay. Now, the child of a lineage. Who are these child of lineage? What do you mean by child of lineage? What is this lineage? Lineage. The lineage of the Buddhas. Say, for example, in the past, like 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, in all over the world, we see kings, and their sons. Their sons are considered to be very important. Why important? Because they hold the lineage of the king. They will eventually become the kings. So therefore, somebody who's going to become king in the future is known as the lineage holder of the kings. Likewise, the lineage is the lineage of the Buddhahood, the Buddhas. Anybody who's going to become Buddha in the future, anybody who's going to become Buddha, they are known as the lineage of the Buddha, as child of the lineage. Okay, now precisely, who are those? It's not that, okay, those who are the Buddhists, those who are from the Mahayana Buddhists, they are the lineage. No, this is not a connotation. Anybody who wishes to become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings, that person is known as the child of the lineage. It is not necessary whether it is a boy or a girl, there's no difference. And it is, whether you're a Buddhist, non-Buddhist, it doesn't matter. Anybody who says that I will achieve perfection, I will achieve Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings, the moment this aspiration becomes very intense and spontaneous, you automatically become the child of the lineage of the Buddhas. Okay, so how should that person practice the professional wisdom? Because For one to say, I should become Buddha for a manifold sentient being. This is aspiration, bodhicitta. With this bodhicitta, the next question is,